Hi, I'm Shane from Shanesmithlaw. I'm here today to talk about one of the cases our attorney Carilyn Ibsen just recently settled. This client's name was TP. Carrie, tell me a little bit about TP and what happened to them.
Well, he was in a pretty severe car accident. What made this one a little bit more unusual than others is he was in a car with a bunch of friends, and it was a solo car accident. And the car ended up flipping and going off the road. Everyone in the car had some pretty severe injuries. So it was different than most, where they are hit by someone, we're going after another vehicle. Our client was in what we call the assault vehicle.
Okay. So this was just one car. So we're actually suing against the driver, basically. Is that right?
Correct. And we have to handle these sometimes a little delicately, because often we're going after an insurance company who represents a friend of your client. Because most of the time we're in cars with friends, and a friend made a mistake and flipped a car. So you have to handle that one a little bit differently than other cases.
Okay. And what happened to TP in the accident? What were their injuries?
He was rushed to the hospital and he had surgery. He dislocated his hip and he had a fractured hip, and he was in the hospital for a few days and then was released from the hospital, went home, and was able to get some physical therapy at home on his hip to kind of recover from that severe injury and the surgery.
It sounds pretty extensive, pretty painful. How was his overall recovery? Is he back to normal now, or is he still having difficulties?
He's actually doing better. He is a younger person, and we sometimes find that people in their teens to 20s recover quicker than those a little bit older. But he recovered quite well. I will give him credit that once he was released from the hospital, he was really good treating with his physical therapy. He put the work in, and I really appreciated that, because a lot of times, you have these surgeries and they send you home and it kind of stops there. So I gave him a lot of credit for putting the work into getting himself better.
It sounds like he was really focused on it and wanted to get better and did everything he could to do so.
Correct.
All right, and that's great. That's what we always want, is for our clients to heal and recover and get back to normal, or as close as they can. Tell me about the insurance company. How difficult was it to fight with them?
Well, this was a little bit different because of all the people in the vehicle. It was referred to a defense attorney, and I had to work with a defense attorney to settle the claim among all the other people that were in the car. And what makes it different is that you really have to fight for your client to make sure that they get a fair settlement based upon what we're able to get from that insurance policy compared to others. So you don't want to get lost in a number with a defense attorney and just say, well, just give me what you think is fair. You have to keep fighting for that client and saying, listen, I know that other people in the car were severely injured, but let's talk about my client and the injuries he had. And I think the client was happy with the 6-figure settlement.
All right, no, it sounds like it. If you got 6 figures, I'm sure there was limited funds available. It sounds like you really fought hard for TP and got a great settlement for him.
I think he was happy with it.
Is there anything you learned from the case that you'll be able to use in the future?
I think, again, we look at all these cases and we think, oh, what did we learn from this one? But it all comes back to the constant of, you have to fight for your client, regardless of what type of accident is, what injuries there are. Every case is different. But at the end of the day, if you fight for your client and that client knows that he was represented well and got the most he could get, we always learn from that. It's something we can never forget.
But it sounds like you did a great job for TP and got a great settlement for him. Difficult injuries, but you fought hard and got a good settlement carved out to his benefit and got a great result. So I appreciate all the hard work, and I know TP does too. To our listeners, thanks for listening. Remember, if you're in pain, call Shane, 980-999-9999, or you can order our free book, The Victim's Survival Guide to Car Accidents, at shanesmithlaw.com. We'll be going over another case next week. Hope to see you there.
980-999-9999. 980-999-9999. Shanesmithlaw. In pain, call Shane.